behavior analyst, and I just wanted to share with you guys a really beautiful experience that I had with another human being today. So, I recently met someone, an amazing guy, and we went out on a couple of dates this week. And during the second exchange, we had, mind you, this person had seen some of my content. So basically, he led with, like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. I was like, yeah. He was like, share with me his views on monogamy. He let me know that he's not interested in being with one woman, and that he has multiple women basically in different states. So, I let him know, like, oh, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate the transparency. And we were able to have like a beautiful, honest, and transparent conversation about, what that looks like for him, what his interactions with these women look like. He allowed me to ask questions. And I mean, like, a very honest exchange. And to be honest, like, it was so beautiful. Like, on a human level, it was so beautiful to me because he didn't have to lie. And you see what I'm saying? Like, now I have the choice as to whether or not I want to entertain it. So then I was able to ask my questions like, okay, what are the parameters? What are expectations? When we're together, what would those interactions look like? Like, would I be the only person that you would be entertaining in my city, or my state, or are you open to having other women in the area? Like, let me know the parameters, because then I get to make up my mind as to whether or not I want to take a chance of running into y'all at the mall somewhere. Like, I want to be able to receive the data in such a way to where I can make an informed decision. And everything ended so positively. Like, we were laughing and talking. Amazing guy. Like, probably can see him in my future a little bit. I don't know what that's gonna look like, so only time will tell. But it's so freeing. Do you see what I'm saying? So then he doesn't have to worry about lying to me. I don't have to worry about catching him and getting my feelings hurt. And on top of that, like, he's very generous. He actually bought me a diamond necklace to our first date. And actually, let me show you guys because it's so beautiful. It's a nifty little gift from Hillsburg. So gosh darn beautiful. My point is this: he didn't steal my choice. We were able to have an honest and open dialogue about the situation, what it could look like for both of us. So then now I get to take a few days and kind of ponder over the terms and see if there's something that fits well into my life. And it's such an amazing feeling to be able to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if more men could show up in that capacity, and let me just say this, if more women could be accepting of when men show up in that capacity as well, then the world would be a much more beautiful place. So anyways, just wanted to share. Hope you guys are having a great night.
All right, man. She said if more men and women could show up in that capacity. It has been men that told women that more times than not, y'all got to share dick. And a lot of women are willing to share the right man. That's just what it is. Before we get into the money part, it don't matter. It's a bunch of dirty, busty, dusty dudes that women fight over. There's a bunch of them. That's just what it is. You just have to be that guy. Some to us guys, we like, damn, y'all fighting over him. You know what I'm saying? And we just look like it, but it don't always come down to money. Maybe it come down the way he's slinging this John Wayne. Maybe it just come down to pheromones, So hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. So when we start having these conversations, it ain't always about money. Some guy can just have a bunch of women, but a lot of these women will break up with a guy, right? They'll break up with a guy because they caught him cheating and still sleep with him and still sleep with him and now be sharing him with multiple women. What they do, it doesn't make sense, bro. How women move, it doesn't make sense. Now she got into having the option of being with this guy because he was up front. Why was he able to be up front? It's because he had money. He was generous. Listen to this. They're willing to fall in line. And guess what? If he not always gonna be in her face neither. Think about that for a minute. He's not always gonna be in her face. So in her mind, she's still gonna be able to do whatever she wants to do, and still, be able to have access and get money from this guy. And that's what y'all don't understand. Most women, that's why they kind of get guys to free reign, They'll fuck, they'll, dip out on their baby daddy. But if he not strong enough to take his dick with him, she know I'll be able to still fuck him when I see him. You know what I'm saying? I'm still be able to sleep with him, have access with him, and still do what I want to do. That's the major thing. Most women don't work in relationships because they want to do what they want to do. Even when if they get with a guy or a stud Keisha or a stud Becky that allows them to do what they want to do in a relationship and it fails, they're still going to blame the person for their failing. So it doesn't matter if they don't follow your program, whoever you are, you might as well just keep it moving. That's a fact. You might as well keep it moving. If they ain't gonna follow what you want, keep it moving because you can do everything they say do. You can let them do whatever they do want to do, and they still going to blame you at the end of the day. So it's just about money. Look, oh, he was generous and he was this. Just say I just want to be a hoe. I don't understand why women just don't be like. They'll be offended when you call them a prostitute. They'll be offended when you call them a hoe. But they use terms like generous. They use terms like, I want money, money, money. You're a hoe. It's cool. You don't want a relationship. And on top of that, they want to do what they want to do. And that's the tricky thing about it. That's why women grant guys freedom and break up with guys for cheating or find reasons to break up from guys. They want the freedom. They talk about men not wanting to or having commitment issues or not wanting to commit. Women have issues with commitment because they want to do whatever they want to do. But the minute the guy do something they don't like, then they want to break up with them. And this is why I tell guys when you break up with women, it's very important not stop having sex with them. When they can't get you sexually, they have no power over you. Well, he bought me this and he did that. Now I'm willing to be. It's all about the bread, bro. Now the money not gonna get you the submission, but it's gonna give you that. But more guys were honest. If the average guy was honest, y'all wouldn't sleep with him. Y'all wouldn't give him an opportunity. Even if the guy is honest in this situation, if she seen this same guy at the mall with another woman, she gonna feel a certain type of way. Most women can't stomach knowing that a guy got other bitches. As long as they feel like, or other women, as long as they don't know, they cool with it. It's like the SOS song. Just be good to me. Just be good to me. I don't care about them other girls. Most women live within that realm. They cool with that. But as soon as they find out, it's the embarrassment. But then again, you sit there and you talk about how are you embarrassed, but y'all feel like it's liberating to get naked. Y'all going here talking about all y'all sexual and y'all deepest, darkest secrets on the internet, not even to monetize it. Y'all talk about it just for attention. That's what be killing me, where women draw the line at embarrassment. That they'll embarrass themselves, talk about how they caught an STD, talk about how they got a train ran on them at the bar, on the internet. But they draw where they draw the line at is where they fucking draw the line at is, oh, it's embarrassing to get cheated on and this that, and they do all this hoopla and they still sleep with the guy. A lot of these women get divorced and then still be sleeping with their husband because the grass ain't green on the other side, and that's a weak man. You a weak man if you still sleeping with your ex bitch, man. Especially if she left you and did you dirty. You a weak man. You got to move on. But basically, these women gonna fall in line for money. They are so demonic. Money rules everything over them, and that's a very dangerous thing. When somebody can do something as far as, oh, I'm monogamous. I don't believe in polygamy, but money can knock that coochie right over the poly. Man, how can you trust a bitch? If anybody do anything for money, how can you trust them? Regard male or female, you can't trust her. You can't trust her. She do anything for $1. A nice little charm, a couple dollars, a nice date. Now all of a sudden she part of the sisterhood. She for the team. And most women would enjoy that because they don't want to be under the leadership of anybody. This is why a lot of these young women get kicked out. Their mother kick them out their house, or their parents kick them out. They don't want to listen to nobody. They don't want to abide by anybody's rules, and they feel like the world is holding them back. When the world just try to protect women, but then when they feel like the world takes advantage of them. Guess what? They like to hoop, holler, and scream. They like to hoop like, oh, nobody protects women. No, we gave you the first stretch of protection. We told you, Hey, be careful. Don't do this. Go get an education. Go to school. Don't sleep with them boys. That boy is bad news. You're not ready for that. Y'all want to go do what y'all wanted to do. And it's crazy that now all of a sudden, a couple dollars, now they doing all this type of stuff. This is how she a lot of women that's like this that'll change they mind for the money. Now, if you change the guy mind because the dude is attractive, we might be having a slightly different conversation. You feel what I'm saying? We'll be having a slightly different conversation. But for the money, these women gonna do anything and everything for the money. That's the wild thing about it. They gonna do anything and everything for some bread, bro. And at the end of the day, still be broke. Do all this and still be broke. Think about this. Do all this and still be broke at the end of the day. It's a crazy world we live in, man. But some of the comments, you still gonna get your feelings hurt. Exactly. They can't stomach that shit, dog. He said, when your money right, women make excuses to compromise. Exactly. Or when you were attractive. I'd rather be on the more attractive side than it be about money. Because anybody you dealing with that's about money, they gonna sell you out. He said, basically, fellas, if you're financially sound, the world is yours. He said, first stage of pimping. Diamond necklace on the first date, red flag. That was a woman. There it is. I knew it. The money makes a difference. He said, moral of the story, fellas, if she wants to, she would. She would rather be in a rotation than be with one man. Yup, over some money. That's a fact. That's a fact. You just not the nigga you think you was. Some dudes end up having a bunch of women or having more than one woman because he'll cheat on this girl. She'll find out. She'll get mad, but then she'll just deal with it. She'll deal with it. She'll deal with it. That's how it is. But in general, for most guys that have more than one woman, you know what I'm saying, and they already know, usually one of them have to have the experience of that man, and the experience have to be a really good experience. And if that experience, and then necessarily may not just be sexual, it may just be the vibe, might be cool. You know what I'm saying? Most women, but in the back of all these women mind, they got this pinky in the brain master plan to be able to be number one. Even if you tell a woman the truth and tell her in this situation, in her mind, you can tell a woman the truth. I done it before, and they still get in their feelings and be like, but I thought, and they mind, they just talking about how can I make this polygamous man monogamous? I'm so special. I can just suck my way or fuck my way, or they don't even think about cooking their way or doing something special or being there when he need him, or he might need something and you there for him. All they figure they got to do is just pretty my way, get a BBL, suck my way to the top. They don't even think about the stuff that'll get them from the bottom to the top, like being there, being support, listening to him, listening to his problem, helping him solve some of his problems, cooking for him, cleaning for him, doing, hey, here goes some money for your hair. I know you dish out the money, but here, I'm just looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? I bought this, that, and the third for you. That's how you get in. That's how you stand out. You be different than the rest of the women, but they don't even want to do that. But hey, it is what it is, or it is what it ain't. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.